Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. Recording a bit late. It's actually Thursday, the 3rd of August. If you don't know July, almost 12 o'clock AM the next day. So I'm gonna record this quick. I just saw the Resident Evil Death Island movie, 3D CGI movie. I just wanted to basically rent the cheapest version possible, like the HD version, just so I can get a review out, give my thoughts on how I felt about it. So this one is set between Resident Evil 6 and 7, I believe, and after Resident Evil Vendetta, so it's the next one along in the set storyline of the CG films. And it's got Jill in it, which is good, because the last time we ever seen Jill Valentine was 2009 Resident Evil 5. We don't know what happened to her, and I was hoping that we was going to get some backstory, what she got up to between the end of Resident Evil 5 and this film. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. It did actually show like her struggles, like adapting, like getting back into it, because Chris is always like saying you need to like step back and recover a bit more, and basically she wants to get back into it and fight crime, help the BSAA and all that. So yeah, it does start Leon Kennedy, Claire, and Rebecca Chambers as well, which is good. You also got Maria back from Vendetta as well. I thought she was going to have a little bit of a bigger part, but there's only a few scenes of her in it. Like the main antagonist, Dylan, he's an interesting character, not really my favourite Resident Evil villain. Obviously my favourite's going to be Wesker, but he's not my favourite in the CG films, because he had an interesting backstory why he turned evil, but I kind of like Glenn Arias a bit better than him. Like he's a better character than the Dylan character. The actual what he turns into is like something you'll getting like the T Abyss virus, which again going on to the virus in this. Yes, there is a virus, but it's not passed through getting bitten by a zombie or airborne or water transmitted virus, because I thought it was like airborne particles, but how come like Jill, Claire, Leon, Chris wasn't getting infected? Because this is all set, like for the most part, set in Alcatraz prison. Everyone was getting infected, but not the heroes. So I'm like, how is this happening? I mean, at the end, finally found out it was like mini microscopic drones, like mosquito type things that are controlled by Dylan to basically infect whoever he wants to infect. So he chooses who to get infected, and like if you get bitten by one of these like nude zombie types, you just die. You don't get turned into a zombie. You just bite the dust. So it's not transmissive. It's basically whoever he picks to be infected gets it. And the whole premise of him doing it is to basically infect the entire world, because he wants revenge, because he killed his best mate back in Raccoon City. Well, he had to, because he had to follow orders, but he didn't want to follow orders, which is another thing. When it first started, they're like showing all these like Umbrella SWAT team members in the back of an armored vehicle, and they're saying like, we're going to Raccoon City. I'm like, what? Isn't that blown up? But it turned out like the beginning was set in 1998, as they were evacuating and basically locking people in, keeping people in to get killed essentially. In others, Umbrella doing what Umbrella does. The actual CGI, not really the best. It had a lot of companies behind this one. It's like ridiculous amount of companies I wasn't expecting. I'd say like Resident Evil Damnation or I think it's Damnation. The second CGI movie had better graphics. I know they got advanced throughout the years, but I feel that Vendetta had better graphics than Death Island. Like, I know they're like with different teams, but yeah, I feel like the graphics were kind of bit off. I also feel like the actual mouth movements and the actual lip syncing, again, kind of bit off, but that might have something to do with the actual copy that I had, because I only had like a digital rental one which I bought on YouTube for about £3 something. But like I said, that is just so I can watch it, so I can do this review. I am going to get the DVD at the end of the month, or the Blu-ray at the end of the month, so I can add it to my collection, because I like to collect hard copies of the films and the games. But yeah, it was interesting storyline, like I said, basically a revenge story. I thought it was going to tie in with Resident Evil Revelations, like the first one, but that was set in like 2012. This is 3 years afterwards. The reason why I thought it would tie in, because I thought it would have like a strain of the T-Abyss virus, which basically it's injected into the water supply and into the oceans, and all these fish zombify and kill everyone. But no, it had nothing to do with that virus, which is a shame, because I would have liked to see that virus used like in different ways, to see how like sharks, fish, octopuses, or like whatever marine life adapt to it in the 3D movie format. But I suppose they already did it with the game, so you don't need to do it again. No end credit scene, which is unfortunate. I'm not quite sure, because I don't think this ties in with any games, because like obviously after this, I'm guessing in the main storyline, because this is canon to the actual story, like the games and that. Obviously Resident Evil 7 is the next one, and I'm not like, it'll be nice if they make another CG film or series that can basically join up what happens between Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8, or what happens after Resident Evil 8. But I'm guessing with Resident Evil 9 coming next year, maybe the year after, that's gonna give us more fleshed out storylines of what happens between 8 and 9 as well. So I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen exactly, but yeah. But anyway, decent movie, decent. Not gonna complain. It was nice to see the old gang back in action again. But yeah, I like I said, Vendetta. Like if I had the choice between what CG Resident Evil film I like the best, and remember, 3D Executioner was actually one which no one talks about anymore, by the way, and it's actually canon. That is really canon. My favourite CG one will be the second one, closely followed by Vendetta, and then Death Island, and then the first one. That's basically it. If I do find a tier list of it, I'm gonna do one, but yeah, until then, I'm just gonna give this review. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also there is the information if you want to help support the channel. Next video is going to be a standard vlog, which will be tomorrow. Saturday will be a Daniel Larson wiki reading. I think I'm doing the Caretaker call this time, and Sunday will be Time Guesser. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.